the ambition that you have shown in creating a brand new city, I mean, I think we all have to go back to maybe Chandigarh being the last city that was actually a planned city in terms of creation. To even think about creating a brand new city with the infrastructure that you're trying to invest in Amravati, I mean, that is an incredibly daunting task. Maybe you can speak a little bit to the scale of what you're trying to do in Amravati and, you know, how that's proceeding.
See, Mr. Naidu has a track record of building cities. And as you shared, Hyderabad, Secunderabad, Cyberabad. It's a very similar model. So you have Vijayawada, Guntur, and then you have Amravati now coming up. So when the state got split, we were capitalless. So we had to go about figuring out where we would position our new capital. So this is right off the banks of River Krishna. And this is a city designed, planned by Singaporeans. They brought in a lot of their expertise, their knowledge. And then we're working with Government of India on various funding models. We're done with the first part. So we're going about executing it. Because honestly, it's India's time. As John has said, India is either going to be number one, if we don't do our job right, number two. We as in politicians. We have a potential to be number one. That means we need to build new cities. While existing cities are getting choked, we should use the existing infrastructure but build new ecosystems. What we've done is we've made farmers part of the entire ecosystem. So 30,000 farmers came forward, gave their land, we pooled all the land, created all the infrastructure, gave developed land back to them and part of it to the state. So I believe this is a model that's workable, and this is a model that I believe that could lead the way for India to build new cities and ecosystems.
I always say that when I grew up, people used to say, "Go west, young man." I really believe that today, if anybody is growing up in the US, you'd say, "Go east, young man." But maybe just a message to the people here in terms of those who are considering investment in India and in Andhra Pradesh. Why you think, as you pointed out, it's India's time. And then I don't know if we have time for a few questions, but I'd just like to give you this opportunity to tell them all the things that you've been sharing with us as a board of what's exciting and happening.
I'm sure quite a few of you are from California. So you think about Andhra Pradesh as California of the East. So we have an amazingly long coastline, a beautiful cities, ecosystem getting built across the state. For people who have followed Hyderabad and its growth trajectory, there's a leader who has a track record and is sharing with the board that it is India's time, and in India it is Andhra's time. What you're seeing is history getting created in front of your eyes. It could be with Google, it could be the project we have done with Meta, it could be the investment that ArcelorMittal is now doing. We are creating history. And I request all of you to come visit us, see what we are doing, and please don't miss this bus. Together we can create history. And coming back to John, India will be number one. The question is, can we do it before 2047? With that agenda, please come, visit us, and we'll make it a worthwhile trip together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have time? If there's any questions, okay, maybe, do you have a few more minutes to ask? Okay.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Arun Deep here from the Hindu newspaper. I'm just curious. A lot of states in their electronics and semiconductor manufacturing plans are talking about how much the diaspora coming back is helping them in terms of experts who are abroad. So in Andhra, what has been the role in this industrial renewal of people who have spent a long time in the US coming back and being part of this new growth story?
No, that's a very valid question. Brain drain to brain gain, if I may. I think that was your question. We are seeing a lot of interest for youngsters who spend a decade or less than a decade in the West looking forward to coming back. And with the kind of ecosystems and clusters that we are building, I've shared with the board that we are looking at a very decentralized development. And if there's something that we can learn from our neighbors, is the power of cluster. So take electronics manufacturing. How can I get the 1,000 companies that end up creating the entire ecosystem that then Apple takes and makes an amazing iPhone? So we're looking at building multiple clusters. Work's already done. They're at different stages. That's what I call as the verticals. And horizontal is where education comes in. That's where my role comes in. One is education, then skill development. We're doing a lot of testing ecosystem and of course certification ecosystem. This alone is not enough. We need to build a vibrant social ecosystem. So we work closely with tourism ministry, with excise ministry, to look at how can we have progressive policies that can also enable us to create a vibrant ecosystem. So while we're looking at blue collar jobs, white collar jobs, hospitality is also very important. So 5 years when we started our journey, we said 50,000 rooms, 50,000 keys. So far we've done 8,500 keys. So we are looking at a state that will develop across sectors, but also creates a vibrant ecosystem. So that's what I think will make us very unique compared to other states in India.
Maybe I'll ask you one question on that as well. When I see your portfolio, it's really inspiring to see that you are both HRD as well as IT. Maybe you can speak a little bit to, why both of those are better together and what you're doing uniquely, given you have those two incredibly important initiatives.
Shantanu, I wished I thought it that way when I took the portfolios. But see, I love a challenge. If you look at my journey as a politician, I've always chosen the road less traveled. I contested in assembly, which my party didn't win for 40 years, and I lost first time. But I stuck at it. 5 years I worked hard. I won it with one of the highest ever majority in Andhra Pradesh's history. So I love to take the road less traveled. Education is one such portfolio. Historically, heavyweights are not positioned into education. They prefer, industries or power, so on and so forth. But I truly felt education is one portfolio that can really transform lives. You're a beneficiary of great education. I'm a beneficiary of great education. It's changed the way who we are, our exposure. So I felt it's impetus on me, that to being a Stanford MBA and a Carnegie Mellon undergrad, to take such an important portfolio and look at very fundamental changes at primary school all the way up to skill development, as I call lifelong learning. And why IT? I felt that portfolio will help me balance things out to understanding where is the market heading. It's important that I understand from leaders like you, what's the next frontier? And then go back to my department and say, okay, I can see the visibility. 20 years from now, these are the skill sets that are required for the youth of India. And then work backwards in terms of a curriculum. So yes, Andhra Pradesh, I think, is the only state which has HRD, IT under one minister.